Hello, my name is Tara Charlier. This is assignment 4, Hacking Continued. Um, so, Jonathan James um, was born in Miami, Florida. Um, his father was a computer programmer, and Jonathan James, sort of fell in love with computers when he was like 6 years old, was like playing games on his dad's and stuff. And he even like bypassed restrictions put in place by his parents to limit his computer time. So he started sort of hacking at a young age. Um, and he hacked the Department of Defense and NASA in 1999 when he was only 15 years old. And he kind of was doing it for fun, and he found vulnerabilities in government servers in Virginia. Between August and October 1999, James gained access to the Defense Threat Reduction Agency, a division of the Department of Defense that analyzes threats to the United States. He installed backdoors and was able to intercept thousands of communications. Um, he also used privilege escalation to gain access to other government computers, including ones at Marshall Space Flight Center in Alabama. There are different types of hacking: white hat hacking, black hat, gray hat, suicide hacking, script kiddies, and cyber um, terrorism. So, hat hacking is also known as ethical hacking. Um, they exploit security systems and networks to identify their security flaws so they can make recommendations for improvement. They're usually hired by a company to hack their systems as a security measure. And this sounds an awful lot like black hat hacking, only they're doing it with permission, legally, and it's not for personal gain. It's more for the security measures of the company, give recommendations and discover unknown vulnerabilities. They are also one of the main reasons that large organizations, have less downtime and experience fewer issues with with their websites and networks. So the 5 phases of ethical hacking are reconnaissance, scanning, exploitation, maintaining access, and reporting. So the reconnaissance phase is an information gathering stage of ethical hacking. The data collected can include anything from network infrastructure to employee contact information. Scanning, taking all the information obtained in the recon phase and applying it to looking for vulnerabilities, can scan for open ports or different services running unprotected. The exploitation phase is basically attempting to get into the network. Next is to gain administrator access. So maintaining access is when the hacker, using air quotes, tries to retain the access they just gained. A black hat hacker's aim is to expand their reach within the network. And then reporting phase with white hat hacking is basically reporting your findings to the company that hired you. And the report should include vulnerabilities and recommendations. In black hat hacking, this would be the covering your tracks phase. An example of a white hat hacker is Dan Kaminsky. He's a chief scientist at White Ops, a firm that detects malware activity via JavaScript. He's best known for discovering flaw in the DNS protocol that would allow hackers to perform cache poisoning attacks. Black Hat hacker example is Kevin Mitnick, and he was at one time the most wanted cyber criminal in the world. You actually, I think, quoted him on your PowerPoint this week. So he's hacked over 40 major corporations, including IBM, Motorola, and the U.S. National Defense Warning System. Mitnick was arrested and served jail time, but after he was released, he did use his skills for good in white hat hacking. So gray hat hacking and suicide hacking. Gray hat hacking is illegal and violates the usual ethical hacking standards, but the malicious intent isn't there like it is for black hat hacking. They'll illegally gain access to a system and then offer their services to help fix that vulnerability. And this used to be a lot more popular until companies showed their willingness to prosecute for the gray hat hacking. And suicide hacking is kind of self-explanatory. It seems it describes a hacker that will carry out an attack for a cause even though they will get caught and prosecuted. Script kiddies are new hackers. They do not have the skill and knowledge, so they use tools and kits created by more experienced hackers. They can leave behind traces of their activity, which lead to their detection, or they can directly attack companies with countermeasures already in place. Cyber terrorists are hackers that are motivated by certain religious or political beliefs. Their main goal is to cause fear and to disrupt systems and networks. They might disrupt or destroy government computer networks or critical civilian systems, such as financial networks and mass media. They're different from cyber criminals because cyber criminals, the goal is usually financial gain or probably revenge, something self-serving, as to where cyber terrorists have a variety of goals and attempt to inflict damage to key infrastructure. For example, in 2022, the hacker Anonymous, attacked Russian computer networks because of the Ukraine invasion. So I would consider Jonathan James a gray hat. I mean, he illegally accessed multiple systems and downloaded proprietary NASA software that controlled, systems on the space station. But he seemed to really enjoy what he did. He didn't seem to have that malicious intent that you would think of with the black hats, but he definitely didn't do it legally, and he definitely used means to get, what he wanted that he knew he shouldn't. He used scanning backdoors and privilege escalation to gain access to these systems illegally. NASA security experts disconnected network